Welcome back to Economics Essentials. In this video, we will be solving the concluding part of the 2022 WAEC Economic GCE past questions from number 26 to 50. If you have not seen the first part, do check it out. And before we dive in, please hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss more simplified economics lessons. Now, let's get straight into the questions. Question 26. One consequence of an aging population is that dash. One consequence of an aging population is that dash. A. Goods used by infants will be in high demand. Goods used by infants will be in high demand. B. There will be a low dependency ratio. C. The size of the labor force will reduce. And D. The size of the national income will increase. The correct answer to the question is option C. The size of the labor force will reduce. When many people in a country are old, fewer young people are working. This means there are not enough workers to do jobs, so the labor force becomes smaller. 27. Trade unions are important because they dash. Trade unions are important because they dash. A. Help companies to organize their products. B. Negotiate the conditions of work with employers. C. Assist employers association to reduce cost of production. And D. Encourage workers to accept all government proposals. The correct answer is option B. Negotiate the conditions of work with employers. So, trade unions mainly protect workers' rights and bargain for better pay and conditions. 28. Food crop production may increase if dash. Maximum price is fixed for food crops. B. Imported food crops are allowed to compete with local ones. C. Producers are granted subsidies by the government. And D. Taxes are imposed on agricultural input. The correct answer to the question is option C. Producers are granted subsidies by the government. When the government gives farmers support money, which is subsidies, it helps them to reduce costs. This makes it cheaper to farm, so they can plant and produce more food. Question 29. If production involves weight loss, a firm is best sited dash. A. Near the market for the product. B. At the source of the raw material. C. In a location with regular power supply. And D. In an area with adequate labor. The correct answer to the question is option B. At the source of the raw materials. Weight loss industries such as sugar, cement industries are cheaper to locate near raw materials because they are bulky to transport. Question 30. A country that has experienced industrialization is characterized by dash. A country that has experienced industrialization is characterized by dash. A. Low economic growth rate. B. High importation of producer and consumer goods. C. Low contribution of agriculture to national income. D. The adoption of labor-intensive method of production. The correct answer is option C. Low contribution of agriculture to national income. In industrialized countries, most money comes from factories and services like banking, transport, and technology. Farming becomes less important, so agriculture adds only a small part of the country's income. 31. Personal income is best defined as dash. Personal income is best defined as dash. A. Transfer income plus subsidies. B. Total income received by individuals in a year. D. National income less business taxes. And D. The income an individual can spend after tax payment. The correct answer to the question is option B. Total income received by individuals in a year. Personal income equals all income received by individuals, that is, wages, rent, interest, dividends, transfers, all income received by individuals, while disposable income is after tax. So the correct answer is option B, total income received by individuals in a year. 32. The welfare that citizens of a nation enjoy is best measured using the dash. The welfare that citizens of a nation enjoy is best measured using the dash. A. Value of the national income. B. Value of the per capita income. C. Value of the nation's contribution to the United Nations. And D. Proportion of wealthy residents in the country. The correct answer to the question is option B, value of the per capita income. That is, the welfare that citizens of a nation enjoy is best measured using the value of the per capita income. Per capita income, which is the average income per person, shows how much citizens benefit from national income, making it a good welfare measure. 33. What should be done to the net national product at market prices to obtain net national product at factor cost? Option A. Add depreciation of capital assets. B. Add subsidies and deduct indirect taxes. C. Deduct subsidies and add indirect taxes. D. Deduct net factor income from abroad. The correct answer is option B. Add subsidies and deduct indirect taxes. We get factor cost by adding government help, which is subsidies, and removing extra taxes. Question 34. Government can curb inflation by dash. Government can curb inflation by dash. A. Engaging in excess spending. B. Reducing money supply. C. Increasing workers' salaries. And D. Encouraging banks to lend for any purpose. The correct answer to the question is option B. Reducing money supply. Inflation can be reduced by reducing the money supply in circulation. So government can curb inflation by reducing the money. As a result of that, it will lead to a reduction in the supply of money in circulation. 35. The value of money in a country is mainly determined by the dash. The value of money in a country is mainly determined by the dash. A. Central bank. B. Interest rates charged by banks. C. General price level of goods. And D. Number of wealthy people. The correct answer to this question is option C. General price level of goods. If prices go up, money buys less. So the value of money depends on the price level. So the value of money is being determined by what that money can buy. So the correct option is option C. 36. The problem of multiple rates of exchange. The problem of multiple rates of exchange in the barter system is solved by money acting as a dash. The problem of multiple rate of exchange in the barter system is solved by money acting as a dash. A. Unit of account. B. Measure of value. C. Standard of deferred payment. And D. Means of general acceptability. The correct answer is option A. Unit of account. So money makes it easy to know how much one thing worth compared to another. So, question 37. An increase in banks lending. An increase in banks lending rate will increase dash. Option: lending and increase borrowing. B. Both lending and borrowing. C. Borrowing and reduce lending. D. Lending but has no effect on borrowing. The correct answer to the question is option A. An increase in bank lending rates will increase lending and reduce borrowing, because when banks raises interest rates, they are more willing to lend money because they earn more profit doing that. Because when they give out more money, they make more profit. But people and businesses will borrow less since it is now more expensive to take loans. 38. The central bank increased the volume of money in circulation by dash. The central bank increased the volume of money in circulation by dash. A. Increasing cash deposit ratio. B. Buying securities from the open market. C. Increasing the bank rate. And D. Asking for special deposit from banks. The correct answer to the question is option B. Buying securities from the open market. When the central bank buys securities, such as government bonds, from people and banks, it gives them money in returns. Thus, this puts more money into the economy, so the amount of money in circulation will increase. 39. In order to stimulate the demand for goods and services, government should reduce dash. In order to stimulate the demand for goods and services, government should stimulate dash. A. Subsidies on production of goods. B. Payment of unemployment benefit. C. Expenditure on capital projects. And D. Personal income tax and capital and corporate tax. The correct answer is option D. Personal income tax and corporate tax. If government reduces taxes, this will increase disposable income, thereby increasing people and companies' demand for goods and services. 40. Two firms, X and Y, pay $700 and $900 on their earnings of $7,000 and $9,000 respectively as tax. The form of taxation is dash. Two firms, X and Y, pay $700 and $900 on their earnings of $7,000 and $9,000 respectively as tax. The form of taxation is dash. A. Progressive. B. Specific. C. Proportional. And D. Regressive. The correct answer is option C. Proportional. Both firms pay the same percentage of their income as tax, and that is proportional tax. 41. Which of the following is associated with a developed country? Which of the following is associated with a developed country? A low rate of dash. A. Infant mortality. B. Economic growth. C. Savings. D. Literacy. The correct answer is option A. Infant mortality. Infant mortality. In developed countries, fewer babies die because of better health care facilities. 42. A country that is experiencing economic growth is also likely to experience dash. A country that is experiencing economic growth is also likely to experience dash. A reduction in gross domestic product. B. A fall in output of goods. C. A decline in government revenue. D. An increase in the use of natural resources. The correct answer to the question is option D. An increase in the use of natural resources. As a country grows, it uses more natural resources like land, water, and minerals. So the correct answer is option D. Local production of goods previously imported is encouraged by the policy of dash. Local production of goods previously imported is encouraged by the policy of dash. A. Import promotion. B. Import duty waiver. C. Import liberalization. And D. Import substitution. The correct answer is option D. Import substitution. Import substitution means producing in your own country instead of importing. When the country decides to produce goods that they will consume instead of importing the goods, that is what we refer to as import substitution. So local production of goods previously imported is encouraged by the policy of import substitution. 44. When the value of visible imports of a country is less than that of a visible export. When the value of visible imports of a country is less than that of a visible export, there is dash. A. An improving terms of trade. B. A favorable balance of trade. C. A worsening terms of trade. And D. A worsening balance of trade. The correct answer to the question is option B. A favorable balance of trade. If a country exports more than its imports, it has a favorable balance of trade. 45. Generally, the effect of imposition of tariffs on goods coming into a country will likely be dash. The effect of imposition of tariff on goods coming into a country will likely be dash. A. A reduction in government revenue. B. An increase in import prices. C. An unfavorable balance of payments. D. The collapse of many local infant industries. The correct answer is option B. An increase in import prices. So when tariffs are added, imported goods become more expensive, thereby leading to increase in the prices of imported goods. 46. In order to protect local industries, government should dash. In order to protect local industries, government should dash. A. Spend more on defense and security. B. Increase export duty. C. Increase tariff on imports. And D. Abolish trade protection. The correct answer is C. Increase tariff on imports. Raising tariffs makes imported goods costlier, so people buy local products. 47. The low volume of trade among economic community of West African states is as a result of the dash. The low volume of trade among economic community of West African states countries is as a result of the dash. A. High level of poverty among members. B. Closed economy they practice. C. Similarities in the goods they produce. And D. High preferences they have for their own product. The correct answer is option C. Similarities in the goods they produce. Many ECOWAS countries produce similar goods, so they trade less with each other. 48. The main objective of setting up the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries is to dash. The main objective of setting up the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries is to dash. A. Encourage competition among member countries. B. Regulate world supply of oil. C. Foster cooperation between members and multinational companies. And D. encourage members to adopt their own oil policies? The correct answer is B. Regulate world supply of oil. OPEC controls oil supply, so prices in the world market remain stable. 49. Natural resources categorized as renewable are found in the dash. Natural resources categorized as renewable are found in the dash. A. Manufacturing sector. B. Agricultural sector. C. Petroleum sector. And D. Solid mineral sector. The correct answer is option B. Agricultural sector. Farming products like crops and trees can be replaced, so they are renewable. Last question, question 50. Natural resources do not include dash. Natural resources do not include dash. A. Coal. B. Timber. C. Fish. And D. Electronics. This is the simplest of it all. The correct answer to the question is option D. Electronics. Electronics are man-made. They are not natural resources. That brings us to the end of the 2022 WAEC Economics GCE past questions, numbers 26 to 50. I hope this explanation has made things clearer and easier for you. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more simplified lessons. Keep practicing, keep revising, and success will surely be yours. See you in the next video.